Welcome to Stephen Johnson Stocks. Bit of a monumental week, bit of a monumental fucking quiff. Look like Johnny Bravo. Short and gapping craps, lost 6 straight months, and I had to just stop it. Coming across a series of problems. Borrow fees are expensive with specific brokers. With normal brokers, you have to trade pre-market and you get a bad price in case the shares run out. A lot of them are low float, high volume. You can get trapped in them. I was struggling to cut high of day because it's absolute junk pieces of shit stock that are just flying, and it just fucked with my psychology. You never know where the high of the day is. You've often got no levels to risk off. And I just thought, I'm fucking this up over and over and over. So it's no secret. Trialed higher price stocks. Got some advice off a guy I know who's a killer trader. And I took what I've learned from all of the challenge stuff as well, like what I've learned over the past 2 years. I've tried to apply bits and pieces to higher priced, and I really hit the ground running. I was on 5 green days in a row, and like, let's face it, I expected I was gonna fucking lose. Like, I thought if you learn a new strategy, if you're seeing stocks, different stocks, you're not sure how they move, you're gonna fucking lose for the next few months. And I just had to accept that and try something new. So the fact that I had what was 4 green days and 1 red day, and without taking any serious risk apart from this last day, I was on for 5 green days, up $800. And on the last trade, I accidentally went long Netflix more than I was meant to, instead of shorting Netflix, which was what I thought the original order was. And then I was losing money when the stock was going down. It was a good read. I was nearly finishing $1,000 up on the month. And then I got pissed off, overreacted, shorted more, thinking I'm going to fight it, and fighting meant losing. And it sucks because I turned an 800 green week into a 500 red week, and I feel like the results really don't reflect the performance. But at the same time, I've never had 4 green days in about 6 months. I've never been on for a green week with 5 green days ever. So instead of trying to fix 6 problems that I had with the gap and crap, I just need to fix 1 problem, which is recognizing when I get emotional and cutting the trade, or really just thinking when it hits 100, 150, you've got to cut it. And I know I've had that problem with penny stocks, or these gap and crap short and micro caps, but the difference now is you can take 2 or 3 trades a day. You have got a key resistance level to work off. I've just got to fix 1 problem and maybe take all the lessons I've learned from the last couple of years. How good can I potentially be if I had just off 5 green days in a row on these higher price ones? Like, how much could this potentially work if I've learned this in just 1 week? Well, I was positive I was going to have a couple of red months, but not a fucking 800 green week, which I haven't had because I fat fingered a mistake. But anyway, let's just go into the trades. Learned a lot of good lessons, feeling optimistic, very disappointed it ended like this, but let's rock it. So I really wish I was making a different video today, and it was literally the last trade of the day. So I double top on Netflix, so I double top on the overall market on the 16th, and I went to short it, and I went long by mistake, and I was like down $150, and I was like, what's going on? And then that put us red on the day, and yeah, it just went wrong from there basically. But so you guys can tell I stopped short and gapping craps, and that was the only real strategy that worked for me with penny stocks. So I was looking at different strategies and had a really, really good week shorting higher price stocks into resistance. And I even took a couple long, and I was green literally 5 out of 5 days, and not really taking huge risks either. I mean, I would generally risk like $100 and I'd make 100, lose 100, make 50, lose 50. But every now and then when you really caught the right side of a trade, you could make like 150 or 500 or even 150 or so, which I was up before I took this loss. But what happened with this stock is you'll see I fat fingered it, and I was expecting to be up a couple of hundred on the day, and all of a sudden I went red 150, and I couldn't figure it out. And then by the time I did figure it out, what had gone wrong, I was red. And then I fought the stock because I was pissed that I'd made the fat finger and turned a green week of plus 800 into a red week of 500. And Yesterday I was so mad, but today I've got to think you found another area of the stock market where you can make money consistently. I mean, 5 green days was previously just not really done before, and as far back as I can remember, I don't ever remember having 5 green days before. Never done it. Never ever. So, I mean, it's a goal next week to just go for the 5 green days and be careful with what orders I'm putting in. And it seems that I found a strategy with a lot of consistency. I just really need to. I was talking to a friend and he was like, the minute you're emotional in a trade, just get out. Or the minute you go green red on the day, just quit. And luckily, I've just, again, it's the same problems. I've just got to work a little bit on emotions because technically I can trade these stocks. So this was the best trade of the week, exploring a new strategy. And I just want to show you the kind of resemblance between watching the SPY and then watching the stock. And if we go back 2 years, it's literally just looking for breakdowns, looking for areas of support that are about to crash. And if you just look at the SPY, you can see that 284 is a key level from where it peaked. You've got this kind of lower high, double top 294. We can see there's a couple of tops around the 276 area. We've got this 281 level where it's kind of topped here and come back down. Is there anything that you've kind of got this bottom here as well. You've got a couple of kind of double bottoms around the 269 area, and then you've got a top here, and a little bit of support here. So in the area that I was looking for, because you're literally just following the SPY up and down these levels, and I was trading on Nvidia on this day here on the 24th, and you're looking and you're thinking, if the SPY breaks 269, which it was what bottomed at the day before, it's what it nearly bottomed at here, it's what it's bottomed at here a couple of times, and there's a lot of support from it here. So we can see a lot of areas of support, like here, 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 and then the previous day. So if it falls through this 269 area, the SPY is probably going to fall on the 24th as well. And then if you look at Nvidia on the 24th, which is this day here, you know that if it simply just falls through its previous day, if 217, there's no real support anywhere for it on the chart. It's just going to keep on going down. So if we go back and we look at the chart, there's kind of two key levels. So if we go back and we look at the daily, there's kind of two key levels. There's this 20, kind of it's like 207, and then you've got the higher up 216 level. 207's the lowest point before it drops, and then 217 you've got a bit more support. But if we look here, I was looking at this 207 level because the SPY had just started to crack, or was about to crack key levels. So I got in short here on this lower high, risking off this kind of resistance in the 210s or 209s. As it was starting to kind of roll over, was starting to get a couple of red candles, the bounce was peaking out. So I shorted the bounce, expecting that it would fall through the 207s, which was the key support on the stock. And then when it dipped, added a little bit more on the break, again risking off 207, which is the more important resistance level on the daily, or support that became resistance. And then I was covering down here in the 204, so I literally took about $5, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I mean 5 points on a stock like this is quite a lot. And then I left a ton on the table. I could have took about 10 points, but it's simply just playing. It's people don't realize, like, this
doesn't look like a key level. It doesn't look like a key level on the intraday chart at all. But if you do your research and your due diligence, you realize it's a huge level. And then when you realize and you follow on the SPY, which NVIDIA follows, and you see that the 269 level on the SPY is cracking as well, that's a huge level. So when you put all of these pieces together and you look at the bigger picture, what doesn't look like much on the intraday is actually a really big deal. And that's how I build the case for this one. So unbelievably disappointed that I was closing out an $800 week and I fat fingered, and I was just laughing the other day thinking I never fat finger mistake anymore. Do you know what it is? It's been red month after red month after red month after red month, and then I switched to these kind of higher price stocks, and then I had 4 green days in a row. This was my 5th green day, and then I just saw Netflix coming down with the market on the daily, and on the intraday, I saw this double top, which a lot of the stocks are doing, a lot of the higher price stocks are doing because they're all trading with the market, and the market kind of made this V-shape kind of double top. And I was watching it in the 305s thinking, it's come a long way, it's a bit extended, there's a lot of resistance along here as well, so providing the market doesn't rally, you can see all the tops here, you can see the pre-market top, you can see the top here, it should come back down. And I was like looking for like a bit of a scalp just to end the week. I mean, I was up like 80 bucks on the day, 800 on the month, 800 on the week, sorry, and then I was thinking, right, I'll just take a little stab at this double top of this triple top, and I fat fingered and went long instead of going short. So when the stock started coming down and retracing, I was like, whoa, I'm down 150 bucks, what's going on? Because I was slightly high size because I was just going to risk off the high of the day, and worst case I'd lose 100, like 50 bucks, 100 bucks. But I was down 150 just from these little candles coming down because I went long by mistake. And then that pissed us off, so I switched bias and marketed in short, right on the support of the triple bottom, and then it ripped. And then I tried to add to the rip because I was emotional. And a friend who I know, who I speak with often, was like, he's like, the minute you're emotional, you've got to shut it down. And I was like, yeah, I've never really thought about that, but it's very true. And I just turned a 800 green week into a 500 red week by making a fat-fingered mistake, getting emotional and fighting the trend. And I just can't believe all that disciplined, hard work just totally went to waste.
Thank you so much for watching. I think based on the results that I've had, the fact that I've found some consistency immediately in these higher priced stocks where I thought it would take longer to, I'm going to continue for another couple of weeks, another 3 weeks, maybe give it November, just exploring this range. And if I can pull a green month out of the bag in November, then this may be a new direction. Not hating on micro caps and penny stocks, I think they're good. It's just as a short seller right now with them, the market's so long biased that it's just not working for me. So I need to try a different avenue, I need to grow my knowledge, and it can't get any worse. So let's leave it like that. Peace.